What's up, you guys? I'm here with a testimonial video for the NBA Never Broke Again strategy. I've been trading this strategy for roughly about 2 weeks now, so I wanted to show you the results for my 2 days. I only traded 2 days this week. I'm using very small lot sizes, and I'm not being as risky because, like I said again, I am testing this out. So the results have been good. I'm not going to front. In all of the trades that I have done, I could have stayed in way longer, but I'm still a little nervous, still kind of new at this. So I've pulled out of a lot of trades very early, but the trades kept on going in my direction. So I'm going to show you the results of day one, then show you the results of day two, what I do like about the strategy, what I don't like about the strategy, and let's get into the video. All right, what's up, you guys? So I'm here right now in a live trade. I got the alert for a sale on gold on the H4. So I hopped into the trade. Let me go to my actual real account so you can see the trade. I did 2 entries. I really should have hopped out of these two already, for real. The ones that I entered in at 38, 39 was really the best one, but it really doesn't matter because it is a H4 signal. If you see here, what I did was I made a trend line. So anytime that I get the signals now, I make a trend line on a 5-minute chart, and that's been helping me to pretty much see exactly where I want to enter in at on a trade. So once the trend line is broken, then I usually do hop in. It's typically good if it tells you that it is going to be a valid sale, because a valid sale usually means like your good money. A preparatory sale means that it's like prepping to sell, so you could go ahead and start drawing your trend line and see exactly what happens. But since this was on the H4 RSI, and we can go and see that's my trend line. That one that's on top of the candle, that's my trend line from the 5-minute chart, but this is my trend line for the actual H4. I don't know if this is actually going to come and touch this trend line or not. I really don't foresee it, honestly, breaking this trend line. Like, that would be a long ways to go. So this for real might just be a quick scalp, but we'll see. It's 54 more minutes on that candle. And yeah, so we gonna ride this out and see what happens. So far, so good. My super trend is agreeing that it's a short, which really don't mean too much for real with the super trend. Like, the super trend is just extra confirmation. But the orange line is my 50 EMA. The purple line is my 200 moving average. You see it bounced off of the 200 where I drew that trend line at before. So I don't know if it's going to break through or not, but we shall see. I'm back here today to show y'all what the results of today's trades were. So let's get into it. As you see, when I started earlier, it was around 12 a.m. It's now 5:42 p.m. So we're really seeing what the results of the entire day were. So for gold really did play around a lot today. I'm not going front, but the good thing is that it did zone out. So we received the message on the M4. And if you don't know exactly how I was receiving the messages, I'm going to show you. On MetaTrader 4, I've been receiving messages, and the messages that I received from this morning was a valid sell for gold on the H4 scanner. Now, the one good thing about this is the fact that I received it on the H4 scanner However, when I looked to see what the RSI was on all of the other scanners, well, on all of the other time frames like M5, M15, H1, etc., it was not in alignment with the H4 scanner. So even though we did have a sale, it really wasn't in agreement until I'm going to show you the time frame that it was more so in agreement with. So on the H1, this is where you started seeing that resistance. So these candles you could have made some money from, but the candle that I entered in on the H4, I was around this candle right here, and that's where I had entered in on. So it was a lot of support and resistance in between the 1940 and 1950 on gold. So the good thing is that for real, like there were so many wicks that if you wanted to just wait until you could hop out, then that was possible for you. But if you would have just like went all in and really like tried to stay in a trade that whole time, you would have lost money. Now, my entries were at 39 and at 38. So like I said in the first video, I didn't like the entry that I had at 38. I felt like I needed to be at 39. If I would have kept it at 39, I wouldn't have really made money. I would have had to have gotten into a higher position in order to make money for only that one pip drop. So gold to me was a bust today. But let's take a look at GBP Swiss, because that one was a good one for me today. Now, what I do when I get these alerts, all I do is I go into the 5-minute chart to see exactly, okay, what's going on the 5-minute chart. And then I also go on the chart that I'm getting the alert at. So GBP Swiss did a great bust down for me today on a sale. So you see right here, I got in on GBP Swiss at 1980, which is right where it had crossed my trend line that I set. So when I got the alert, I set this trend line to see exactly what was going on. I got the alert on the 5-minute chart. And the 5-minute chart, for real, on the J Cash system, it really does bust down on the 5-minute chart. I'm not even going front if you know how to finesse the 5-minute chart. So got in on the 5-minute chart. Now you see that wick, it did come back to my entry, but then it ended up going down, and all it did is wick it. So them wicks, that's why my stop losses and my take profits, I'll be real cautious about that. So if you just want to come in for 10 pips, you have gotten your 10 pips right there in the first draw. Now, if you wanted to get some more, you could have came all the way down to consolidation, or you could have came all the way down for opening. Like if you just want to stay for opening bell, because sometimes opening bell honestly does scare me. Like you still would have been in profit 1948, and this is 1980 that I got in at. Like that's 30 pips. Come on, that's crazy. Even with the spread that they were trying to do on GBP Swiss. So that's the results for that one. Let's go to another one. We got AUD CAD and GR30. I'm going to show you what these indices did today. These indices showed the frig out. AUD CAD. I want to say AUD CAD was a sale too. I am trying to remember. I know exactly where I got in. I got in right here on AUD CAD, and I got in kind of low for real. I got in at like 40 on AUD CAD. And yes, it was a sale for AUD CAD. AUD CAD did a nice little sale right here. So I got in at 40. AUD CAD did go 10 pips. It went down to 28. So I would have been good right here with my 10 pips. But then it ended up going even further. When I checked AUD CAD this morning, AUD CAD went all the way to 98.10 when I checked it. So that shows 98.08. But when I checked it this morning on MetaTrader 4, it was at 98.10. So that is 30 pips right there. Now, I did not stay in for this long because, like I said, I'm testing this. So I was definitely scared. But yo, like this really works. And now let's go to GER so I can show you what my trend line was for GER. And you might want to know how I know how to draw my trend line. I have been confused about trend lines for a very long time. So if you're confused about how to draw trend lines, where to draw trend lines, all that stuff, don't feel like you stupid or nothing like that, because I did not understand trend lines for a very long time because I felt as though it was a man-made thing. So how do you know if you're doing it right? For me, I know I'm doing my trend lines right because I go pretty much when I draw these trend lines, it works for me if I go off of a support and resistance area, or if I go off of an EMA, or some type of moving average. So I use the 200 moving average for this trend line to draw it from. And I'm pretty much using like the corners or the touch points, like the wicks too. The wicks definitely count because you can make money with wicks, period. The wicks do count. So I'm either using the corner points or I'm using the wicks of the candlesticks. And so I use that in order to draw the trend line. And then when I saw that the candle was breaking the trend line, actually it was coming closer to the trend line. I'm not going to front it. It didn't break the trend line yet. It was at 35 when I got in for GER. So it was at 13635 for GER when I got in. So I said, okay, it's about to break the trend line. It ended up going down. So I kind of panicked. I'm not even going to lie. It came down to like 20. I was like, oh, snap. But I was at a 0.01 because my account cannot handle anything larger than that right now. So it came down and then it shot up 131 pips. I have been testing this for enough time to now have full faith in it. So I'm going to go on in tomorrow and show y'all exactly what the results are in regards to these trades that I'm doing. They have been working. The system does work, but the trend line added to the system for me is the secret sauce. So I will show you tomorrow exactly what my results are. I hope these results give you faith and really do show you that the MBA strategy does work, along with additional analysis. Do not just jump in when you see a buy or a sell, because you want to make sure that you have prime real estate when you enter into the market. All right. So I will show you my results tomorrow and I'm out. All right, y'all. So we are here back at it. You see my little live trade. I got into a few trades today, but like I said, still kind of testing this out, so I didn't stay in too long. I ain't going front. So let me show you what's going on Trading View or whatever. Did my trend lines per usual, and that's how I win. So GR did its thing, bust down. Tatiana went through the trend line for a buy. Nas did the same thing. I got all of those alerts actually around the same time in the morning. AUD I got that for a sale. I honestly got out at the right time because I got it exactly at that candle that you see that went down and then it started like coming back up. So I left that alone. AUD I got that for a sale, but it was on a daily. So that's the trade that you see me in right now. I just wanted to test it out. That's why I was at a 0.01, but I'm already at 10 pips. So that's not bad. So with this, I'm still trying to navigate how I do the daily trends. I'm still not that sure yet, but all right. So as you see, the strategy, it does work. The things that I really like about it is the fact that it's bringing the market to you, so you don't feel the need to like go on a whole bunch of different charts and trying to find something and feeling like you're missing out. You get those alerts. It's pretty much bringing the market to you and you're able to see exactly what's going on. What I don't necessarily like about it, which I fixed, is your entry point. So that trend line is so important. That trend line really shows you when you should be entering into the trade. Now,
I did have two instances where the trend line kind of went against me. So, what you can do, what I did, there is another moving average called the Hull moving average, which is HULL moving average. So you can use that, and whichever direction price crosses over, if you're looking for a buy, when it crosses over for a buy on that time frame that you get the alert for, you can hop in a stronger position, so that way the drawdown that you saw before, you can kind of, like, have that loss covered by the second position that you're entering in. And so far that strategy has been working, so I'm gonna try that this week and see how I like using that along with the trend line if I don't have a strong entry. But so far so good. I'm going to try this again. This is not a strategy for Monday, so please do not use this on Mondays. This is a Tuesday is super lit, so this is a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday strategy. So I'm going to do another video this upcoming week with my results, and it's lit, y'all. So I'll see y'all on the next video.